Welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at Bolt.new, another no-code AI builder. I think that's what we'll call them. And today we're going to get into it. We're going to look at the features. We can actually develop something out, try and keep it as practical as possible. So sit tight, relax, grab a coffee, and let's get into it. You ever felt overwhelmed by the idea of building an app, right? Because of the coding aspect. I'm not a technical person. I am not a coder. I do know of code. I did study code back at university, so I know how to interpret it, but I don't code on a day-to-day basis. I do build AI products though, so I come in from that lens, and that's why I think no-code applications are so important. And there's such an opportunity to utilize these, to launch things fast, to launch applications and ideas quickly. Validate it in the market, see if it's going to work. And if it is, you can carry on down that road rather than sitting there for months developing out an application, getting a dev team, paying them, trying to, putting your blood, sweat and tears into an application, or for it to just fail on day one because there's no actual market, right? Because we want to be able to sell this thing. We want to be able to make money from this thing. So no code builders like Bolt.new allow us to do that. To launch quickly, to see if something's going to be validated within the market, and then we can get going and we can actually start scaling it. And that's the beauty of this as well. With applications like this, you can scale. It is coding in the background. It's not, just showing you a UI. It's not just building something that's, proof of concept and it's going to stay there. It can scale, which is beautiful. So let's go. All right, so before we get into the final product, because I could just jump ahead, but that would be boring, we're actually going to go through what Bolt.new is. All right, so when you join Bolt.new and you sign up, you'll be presented with this page, which is basically asking you, what do you want to build? And you could just input any text you want. I'm going to say here, create an AI journaling application that will take voice to text transcription and then process it and extract some AI insights based on the input. So that's all I'm going to start with. Very basic. I haven't even spoken about the aesthetic, the UI, so it's not going to look great when we begin. But then we'll go through the step by step just to show you that with one sentence, basically what you're going to get. So let's click enter and now let's process. So I'm going to skip to the point where we get to the final output. You can see here it's actually coding everything. So it's creating all of the JSON files. It's creating all the JavaScript files that we need. And it's actually coding the application. So when you deploy, you're deploying actual code. You're not just deploying something that, is aesthetic or it's just the UI. It's actual hard coded. And, because it's hard coded, you can actually go in. You have a coding mindset and you've got coding experience. You can go into the code and change it yourself. So let's jump to the result and we'll go from there. Alrighty, so it's finished coding. So you can see our code screen over here with all of our different files. And then we've got a preview screen, which is what your end users would interact with. So let's go to the preview screen. And this is what it looks like. And this is just off of that one sentence. It's an AI journal. It says capture your thoughts and receive AI powered insights. You can click the little mic, start recording, and then save the entry. So let's give it a go and let's see. So allow. Oh, okay. So this is now. We've got an issue. We've got a problem that we've detected. However, I wanted to actually highlight this. The beauty of Bolt.new, which is an awesome feature, is it will obviously pick up coding problems and bugs and issues in the code. So in this case, speech recognition error. But you can actually use AI to solve the problem. So you can click try to fix problem and the AI will try and fix the problem. If we say that, if we go and click try to fix the problem, you can see Bolt is trying to resolve the problem and it's actually improving things. It's updating the code. It shows you what it's updating. It's creating a new file called voiceinput.tsx. And once it's updated that, it's going to retry and then we can try again and see how we go. And you can kind of, it's like a little assistant. It's like a little development assistant that's debugging for you. You've just obviously got to direct it in the right way and in the right direction. All right, so let's try this again. Hello. Okay, network error. Please check your connection. Okay. Try again. Hello. Yeah, it's not working. Okay, so I am still getting a network error. So I'm going to say I'm still getting a network error. It's going to try and look into it to see if I can improve that. It's creating an additional set of code now, or it's updating the file we had from before, and then we'll retry. Alrighty, so I've actually brought it into a new browser because I think it might be the Arc browser that's causing this issue. So let's give it one last go here and see. Hello? Okay. Is this recording now? Yeah, it's recording now. There we go. Okay, so it's finally picking up my voice and it's writing it up into the new entry little box, which is awesome. So we kind of talk and say about our day, how it was pretty crap, or it was pretty great, whatever you want to say, and you just kind of spew your mind, because that's how you would when you're writing into a journal. I don't particularly like writing in journals, but I like talking through things. That's just how I like doing things. So like that's why this came to mind for this kind of app, which, you know, you kind of just spill your guts and it's in this garbage form, and then it will save the entry. Okay, so let's stop. Save entry. Okay. Right, so that's the journal entry. And it says AI insights, keep journaling to develop deeper insights, which doesn't really help us. So what we're going to say now is it is working. However, can the AI insights please actually scan the transcription and pull out the key points as it pertains to the individual. Okay, so so it is working. However, can the AI insights please actually scan the transcription and pull out the key points as it pertains to the individual? So we're now just saying, hey, can you work on the AI insights? And like I said, it's like treating the AI as your assistant, right? It's only going to do as much as you give it, or it's only going to work as hard as the prompts you give it. So you are in the driving seat and you need to really control the narrative here with everything, the core functionality to the UI. You know, you can easily say, make the app better, and then it will use its own basis to do that. But if you wanted to go down a specific avenue, you have to direct it that way. However, it takes care of the hard graft and those hard yards of actually building out the app, coding it, working through bugs, working through issues. Okay, so let's try this again. So I'm speaking now, and you know, today was quite a great day. I had an amazing day at work, and you know, I got to come home and play with Precious, my dog, and I saw my partner, and life was great. And we had dinner and then watched, you know, this new series that we've started called From. Amazing. You should check it out. And went to bed. It was really an awesome day. Save entry. Okay, so this is our entry. Okay, you see, it's actually, once you click the microphone, it's actually it's still picking up what we're saying. You can't really stop that. Okay, so what we need to do is, the mic is still going once I click record. Please have a save button or a stop recording button. In addition, the AI Insights is not analyzing the transcription for actual insights. So it's basically analyzing what we want to achieve there. And the goal here is obviously to work towards this final application, or I say final, but you know, a little bit more advanced, and I spent a little bit more time on, which I'll take you guys through. But I just want to see if we can actually get it to a point where it's saving and getting AI insights out of our transcription. Okay, so I'm speaking now and it should be recording. Today was a really great day. I got to spend time with my partner and we watched TV and then went to bed. Okay, so there we go. So it's actually, it needs to stop recording somehow, which we'll work on. But what it is doing is it's saying, it's picking up our journal entry. And then once we click save entry, it's actually picking up the AI insights. So your relationships are an important focus on your reflection. You're reflecting on your journey through time. Be mindful of self-imposed expectations. So, you know, this kind of gives us our starting point. And what we can do is we can go and further improve on the UI. We can go further improve on the functionality. You can see like we needed like tell it to stop recording once we click save entry, but you can tell it to do that. And then you can work through that with the app. And that's the beauty of it. You're still building. It's not just, it would suck if you're like, build me an app and it built you a fully functional app and you do nothing. So you can show your own creativity through this. You can build it how you want to do it. Alrighty, so now that we've got our journal entry, our AI insights, I'm going to skip over to the final version just to show you what it can eventually get to with an additional like 30-40 minutes of just grafting. So in this case, what you would do is you would say, what's your name? My name is Jagger. And then you would, Jagger, and then you would click start journaling. And what I've been able to build out here is we've got a light and dark version now. So we've got that, we've got a day streak. So the amount of days that you're actually journaling, it will count those consecutive days that you're journaling. It picks up the number of words that go into your little box here, so it counts your words. And then it's got an overview section. So for the month, it gives you an overview of either how you're not doing, you're not great, all the way to amazing, or maybe a 5 out of 10, you're okay. And then it gives you monthly highlights, right? So on each day, it picks out using AI monthly highlights. So I've driven it with some dummy data. So if you come down here, we've got a calendar, and each day that you actually put an entry in, it will stamp it with a smile or a frown or a neutral face. So in the case of the 5th of November, you click on that. This was your thoughts. So this is what I actually said. I didn't actually say this. This is AI driven. So I just said like populate the 5th of November. And then AI Insights says, you know, looking back at what you shared, it gives you kind of, you know, insights on that. So you can go back and go like, oh yeah, okay, cool. Like I said this, and AI kind of pulled those things out. That's awesome. And from that, it'll also pick up those highlights, which will come up as your monthly highlights over here, and then tell you how you're tracking, which I think is pretty cool. So we'll do one for today. So if we got our little box here and we click it and we say, let's do something negative, right? So today was, you know, quite a rough day. Life got quite, you know, just, it was overwhelming and work was tough. And I just, you know, struggling with a presentation I had to do. And, you know, I'm just like, just so frustrated. And, you know, I just want to go to bed tonight and I just want to put this day behind me. So I'm done. I'm done for today. Don't want to do this. The presentation it just sucked. So stop recording, and then it will do an AI analysis. So it will say, okay, it's detected a negative mood, which is quite cool. So you have to confirm that, obviously, because it might get it wrong. It's AI. So yeah, it was negative. So confirm. Boom. Now you can see our monthly overviews just dropped. I think it dropped from like a 6.1 to a 5.4. Because if we come down here, the 24th has been lodged. If we click on that, this is picked up, I think, and you can see it's a little bit off, right? So it starts with liquids, but you can further improve that. And then the AI insights are still good enough that it can pick up, you know, you're not actually saying liquids because it's not picking that up in AI insights. but it will pick up and say, looking back at what I just shared, today's been really tough. Everything's overwhelming. And it gives you kind of insights out of that, which you obviously, like I said, can be further improved. But this pretty much gives you an idea of what you can build with AI and with Bolt.new. So you just need that creativity. You have to think of your ideas. You find gaps in the market. You can use Bolt.new to launch those applications really quick. And once they're launched, you can validate them, see if there's a bite out there, see if people are interested. And if they are, you can further develop it with Bolt.new and scale it up. So I think it's a really powerful tool. It's another example of how AI is really taking over and how it's allowing us, it's not replacing us, it's allowing us to be more productive, right? It's not doing all of this for you. It's not thinking of the app and changing the app and coding it, and you just literally sitting back and doing nothing. You've seen through this tutorial, we had to encounter bugs and we had to kind of think like, okay, that when we're looking at the previous app in the other tab here, the one we started with, it's continuously recording. So we've got to be like, it's continuously recording. I've got to stop that. I've got to put a function in place that it's going to actually stop and then stop recording so I can save the entry. So you've got to tell the AI that. You've got to give it good prompt engineering. You've got to build a proper prompt. So you got to really go down that road and try and figure it out. But that's all part of the creative process, which is really awesome for me. Yeah, and another thing, just on the UIs, you can see this UI here is obviously different from the one that we started with. And that pretty much comes down to, I was thinking I want something kind of minimal, but like still has color that pops. So I literally put together something that was like, kind of design the app with kind of a sleek, minimal look, soft pastel colors. I like purple because that's kind of the theme of my YouTube channel, and that's just a purple, a color I really like. So, with like, can you incorporate purple? And I built out a little bit of a prompt, and that, I had to go through a couple of iterations to get to a point of what it finally looks like this. So there's also that. So, you can use, you got to use your creativity to get it to the final product, get it to the final stage of what you like. But, with AI today, it's really easy. You don't have to set up a call with a dev team or a user experience team and, you try and explain to them and then go back and forth over email. And it's going to take a few days to get feedback, and they'll maybe send you some story slides or some mock-ups, wireframes. It's going to just look amazing, and you can go through that process from the beginning. You can do it yourself so much quicker. That's amazing. So yeah, that is Bolt.new, another no-code platform. I think one of the really good ones. It's competing with Cursor, it's competing with Replit. There's so many out there at this point. So if there is another one you want me to look at, drop a note in the comments. Let me know what you're building with no-code applications. Are you using Bolt.new? Have you used it? What did you build? Share your thoughts, and thank you guys. I really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. I really do appreciate it whenever you do that. So thank you, and I will see you on the next one. Cheers.